You know,
hey,
one thing I want to say, going in line with some of the stuff you said, but as being a libertarian and messaging to people, one of the things that's probably the hardest thing to message about libertarianism is that we don't promise you a bunch of shit other than your freedom.
right.
We don't promise you you're going to succeed. We can't. That's cronyism. We say you might do something, you might fail. One of the hardest things as a libertarian is standing up and fighting for the rights of somebody that you vehemently disagree with.
Yes, yes. Well, and we had that, it's funny because we had that discussion actually when I had Evan on the show, and that was one of the points that we talked a fair amount on is, he's a gay individual in a red state of Indiana that hasn't always had the most gay friendly, policies. And, he talked about his boy be, bitch about something and he'd be like, well, I disagree with him, but I'll fight forever his right to say it. And, he just kind of took an even keel and it's paid off in the long run.